personally, I think this is the most stupidest idea ever. Hi guys, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Martin. I make videos about my life in Germany, photography, some tech stuff. So make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to get notifications whenever I release new videos if you're interested in those topics. Today's topic is a news topic. It's about the discussions lately in Germany that they want to put a speed limit, permanent one, on the Autobahn. And I will be giving my 2 cents on this topic, as well as potential workarounds, because personally I think this is the most stupidest idea ever. Mainly because I always was a supporter of the fact that this no speed limit thing should be implemented in every country, and I feel like if Germany puts a speed limit, permanent one, on the Autobahn, they are taking a step back in their development. So first of all, let's go over the reasons for this proposal on the speed limit. So the first reason was the emissions, of course, as this is a hot topic here in Germany and they try to pin everything on cars, even though there are a lot more things contributing to the pollution of the air here in Germany, like the huge amount of technically it really depends who looks at it, if it's a huge amount or not. Me coming from a smaller country, the amount of coal-burning electrical plants here is quite big, and no one is talking about that, which is kind of weird.
So I already had recorded this video, then I came up to this news article that they are planning to stop all coal power plants by 2038. It does sound a long way out, so yeah, I think they should be focused more on that than actual emissions from cars, because that would be a big general problem. Since they're facing also a lot of people ending up without jobs, and they need to figure out how to handle this the best way.
The second part in which, for example, the police is for this speed limit is the safety of the drivers, because they say that people driving 250 in, quoting here, stressful situations cannot basically grasp control of their car and might lead to a fatal accident. With this said, I want to continue with my experience from the Autobahn, what I've seen throughout the past 4 years. Yes, 4 years, because I was on business trips a lot, which mainly involved testing navigations, and that meant a lot of driving around Germany. So regarding the emissions, there is a simple thing that personally for me causes larger emissions than it should have normally on the Autobahn, is the constant stop and go. And this is usually due to the fact that you have sometimes 2-lane highways here which don't have speed limit, and then you get a truck passing another truck with only a 10-kilometer difference. Usually trucks have I think tops 90 kilometers per hour limit. So you can imagine that if you're coming with 180, you need to brake hard, which leads to the butterfly effect. If there is heavy traffic somewhere down the road, someone must stop. Or if it doesn't stop, then you brake. As soon as the truck goes, you press the pedal to the metal, as they said. Yeah, you can see it just by your fuel consumption of your car. This leads to higher consumption, which then leads to higher emissions from the more fuel that is burned. And when a car is driving stable, even at a speed at 180, it doesn't need as much fuel as when accelerating. Technically, all cars, their biggest consumption and biggest emissions are during acceleration. So if it's possible to travel at a stable speed for longer, even at a higher speed, that would lead to lower emissions. And technically this is also one of the problems that leads to those stressful situations that the police call when you have to brake hard because of someone driving slow. And in my eyes, there is a simple solution to that. It's just basically, if there are no 4 lanes on the highway, ban overtaking by slow vehicles. If you cannot drive more than 130, you do not overtake. You wait for your chance when there are more lanes, or the person before you just drives off the highway. Or if you don't want to do that, just take the other ways. There are always alternative routes to every highway here in Germany, so you can also go there. The speed limit there is 100. Another thing that's a potential risk with putting speed limits. In my eyes, I've seen this a lot in countries which have heavy traffic and have speed limit, like for example Italy or Hungary. Everyone is driving like with 2 or 3 kilometers difference, with a short distance between each other, constantly looking at your speed limit so you don't get a ticket or something, and that distracts you a lot when someone decides they need to go to the other lane, for example, and there is too much cars and he needs to brake. Also, by putting a speed limit on the highway, you're limiting the new coming vehicles, like for example there are a lot of Teslas recently here in Germany, and they can pretty much handle high speeds without any problems and do not have much of an impact on the environment while driving at those speeds. Whether they will be driving 80 or 280, doesn't matter for the Tesla. At the end of the day, it's the same. So yeah, you know that such topics grind my gears, and personally I see the no speed limit thing as an improvement, a step forward in the evolution of transport and logistics and all of those. Also, no one I think sees what the effect will be if you have a speed limit on Germany. 2 days ago I went to München. The weather was really bad, so we basically had almost the entire way a permanent speed limit. This distance usually is not that heavy for driving, for example. It takes an hour and a half, tops 2 hours, and you get there pretty quickly. But with those speed limits, I can tell you it was terrible. So basically, the situation I described that I saw in Hungary or in Italy, it was there. And this makes me confident that if there is a permanent limit on the Autobahn, that would be a constant thing here in Germany. As well as the fact that, face it, Germans, you do know this, no one drives with the speed limits here in Germany. Everybody drives the speed limit plus at least the tolerance of the camera, which is usually between 5 and 10 kilometers on tops, which makes such situations really, really terrible. And I do stand by my point that the only thing that needs to be done with the Autobahns right now is just to ban overtaking by slow-moving vehicles, or totally forbid, for example, going into the left lane, the most left lane, under 150 kilometers per hour, or 180 even. This will save up a lot. This will save a lot of emissions, for example, and also a lot of fuel, and I think personally it will reduce a lot the traffic jams that are due to just someone braking. This is a really common thing here in Germany. You get in a traffic jam, you stay like 15, 20, 30 minutes in the middle of the highway, and then at some point the traffic just starts moving. That means it was due to the wave effect, butterfly effect, call it whatever, that someone had to brake really hard, and down the road 1 kilometer someone had to fully stop because of this. If you're not aware of this, basically when braking hard, that means that the guy behind you has to put at least 20% more into braking. The guy after him has to add another 20%, and so on until someone fully stops. And yeah, also think about the economic effects on putting a speed limit. There are so many people that live far away from where they work. I had colleagues which lived 150 kilometers away, and if they have to travel longer, most likely that would be a big inconvenience. This has its butterflies effects. When someone is occupied more during the day, that means he has less free time. which means you will skip a couple of shopping trips or going to the Beccherai or something like that, as well as fuels. Yes, fuel consumption will drop if you put a speed limit, but that means also buying fuel will drop, which in my opinion and in my experience will lead to raising the fuel prices. But since trucks, for example, and stuff like that, they did not change their speed, they will still need the same amount of fuel. But when the fuel is more expensive, that means logistics is more expensive. When logistics is more expensive, that means goods are more expensive. We saw it recently when the fuel prices were raised here in Germany, that some of the things around raised as well, because they said, yeah, we need more money to deliver all the goods to you, so we need to raise our prices. And yeah, let me know down in the comments if you agree with this idea that I had, how to fix this problem without causing too many hassles like a permanent speed limit. In general, let me know what are your thoughts on the speed limit. Should it be implemented all over the world, the no speed limit thing, or should Germany go back in their development and put a permanent speed limit on the Autobahns? Thanks for watching, and yeah, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon. This would really make me happy and help me continue making these videos for you. So yeah, thanks for watching again, and bye!